can't even see. What's up? What's up?
Hey!
Just here at the pool enjoying the morning. Just typical day here in Boise, Idaho. We are just hanging out and just got to the pool, had some breakfast, had our ketones, just doing us. But today, July 11th, marks 9 years since the first time that we hung out. So I know it's crazy, right? 9 years. So
crazy. So do you guys want to hear the story of like how we met? I'll tell it if that's okay. Okay, so 9 years ago, I had moved into this apartment. Don't put it just on me. You get in here too. So I moved into this apartment over in Vancouver, Washington, and I saw this guy every single time I was driving away or driving back to my apartment. I would see this guy on his skateboard, like skateboarding with his pit bull, his dog, and I just thought he was like super hot, like so hot. I was like, holy cow, I've never seen a guy skateboarding with his dog before. This guy is so hot. And so I kept trying. I had a dog too at the time, and so I kept trying to like make it a point to go outside and walk my own dog, like whenever I saw him walking his dog. And he happened to live in an apartment like I don't know, 100, I don't even know how far away was it?
Maybe like,
it was like kitty corner
50
and upstairs.
feet? I don't know, maybe
yeah,
100 feet at the most.
So close. So I had a great view of the street where like he would park, and I could always see when he was outside. So I would always make it a point to go outside when he was. And then the day we hung out was he was taking he was leaving for work, and I guess he had just gotten a haircut. Right? You said you just cut your hair.
Yeah, I had hair to my shoulders at that point, and then hair to my shoulders, cut that all off, and then I saw her, met her.
So actually, I saw him outside, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta take my trash out. So I grabbed my garbage, and I ran outside like as nonchalantly as possible, and I was like, hey, and then I just started talking to him, and then he invited me to come over later, and I was like, I don't know, I'm pretty busy, like, you know, totally trying to play hard to get. And then we ended up hanging out, and we were watching like snowboard videos and ski videos all night, and just listening to all these amazing bands that he was into. And at the time, like, it was like Mayday Parade, and I don't know, it was just awesome. Like, we totally clicked instantly, and then we've literally been inseparable ever since. In fact, only a few weeks of really knowing each other. We have our kids in the pool, so I'm kind of watching them too, but just a few weeks of knowing each other, and this is insane, you guys, because everyone at the time totally thought we were crazy for doing this, but you're watching, okay, cool. I had a studio apartment, and he had a one-bedroom apartment, and we were together literally all the time, like every second, every moment, every spare minute we had, we just wanted to be around each other. We would have long talks on his bar stools in his kitchen, and like our dogs got along, and it like was the perfect situation. And so I remember I was at like Office Max or something. I was a nanny at the time, and I called him because I was school shopping for one of the girls in the nanny family, and I called John, or I was texting him, I don't remember now, was it calling or texting? I don't know, but I was like, you know, I don't even know why we're spending rent on two places, like we should just live together. And he was like, yeah, that sounds good. And I was like, whoa, what? And I was like halfway kidding, but then I was like, no, that would probably be a good idea, because I was spending like $600 a month, and he was spending like $700 a month. So I was like, why don't we just combine that? Like, we're always together. And like, he would sneak into my apartment and clean my apartment for me while I was working. He was kind of creepy stalker like that. But
she was messy, and I was a OCD clean person.
He's super OCD. Like, he's like, ah, why would you ride your bike in your studio apartment? Like I said, I had all these like toys and wakeboards and bikes and stuff in a studio. But anyways, that's besides the point. So we ended up, like, I ended up canceling my lease, and then we moved in together, and yeah, we've been living together ever since. So we've moved a lot, and we've gone through a lot. It has not been easy. We've had to learn over and over and over, like, as we both change and grow, we've had to learn, you know, what the other person likes all over again, or what the other person is into all over again, or with life changes comes more challenges and more obstacles, and having kids, and it's been a crazy wild ride for 9 years, that's for sure.
Yeah, it has been. And that's probably like the best point that you just made, is like you have to continue learning about each other, because every kid that we've added to the mix, we've had to learn more. There's been a little bit more stress as far as like somebody else to watch, someone else to take care of, another person to go through diapers and potty training, and just, you know, we've got 3 kids, we've got 2 dogs, 2 sugar gliders, and, you know, we're always growing and we're always learning about each other. But the struggle is being aware of that and the need to do that, because who we were when we were 24 years old, 23 years old, it's not who we are now that we're in our 30s. And I think that people continue to try to do the same thing over and over, and that's why a lot of people get divorced, is because people are unwilling to learn about each other, unwilling to fall in love all over again. And just because like you're not the same 2 people that you were when you first met, that doesn't mean that you can't continue to grow and continue to love each other and continue to just be better and stronger. And so a lot of people, you know, end up getting divorces at a short term because, you know, a couple months have gone by, maybe 2 or 3 years have gone by, and, you know, things just aren't how they used to be. But that's okay, because things are always changing. You know, our jobs, our lives, our kids, everyone's growing up, the maturity, the more that we learn. And so, you know, it's impossible to be the same 2 people that we used to be. And so I'm thankful for that, but there's no doubt that there's a challenge within that as well. And maybe you guys that are watching have had that same challenges in your relationship, is just learning about each other and learning like, okay, like what is it that I need to do as a husband, or I need to do as a wife, to be able to change so that I can, you know, love that person the way that they do. Like, what is their love language and stuff like that. So, you know, do it real quick.
That was so nice.
But, you know, yeah, 9 years.
9 years. And you guys, to be completely real and open and transparent, like, I personally, because of my struggle of my childhood, like, I have literally wanted to give up on us, on our marriage, like hundreds of times. Maybe not 100, but for the sake of this video, maybe like 20 times. We'll say 20. I've wanted to give up. I've wanted to walk away. I've wanted to just like forget about it and just move on, because it's been rough. It's been hard. We've had a lot of challenges that like I wasn't taught as a child or as a teenager on how to overcome certain things or how to work through problems. I've had to learn how to do that on my own. I was never taught how to learn things, so I've had to learn how to learn and learn how to adjust and learn how to compromise. And I was also an only child, which makes everything even more crazy, because certain things that he grew up around, I'm like, oh my gosh, why? Why would you do that? But so thank you for never giving up on me, ever. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
there's no giving up, ever.
he's not the quitter, and I think I chose him. I married this one because he's not a quitter. He finishes everything. So like whether I like it or not, he's sticking around. Like he refuses to quit or give up, and he's always like learning and reading self-development books, personal development books, following motivational speakers, and always trying to like better and improve himself, which is huge. I don't know a lot of people that do that. A lot of people, when they have a struggle, either they will complain about it or they'll just get stuck, and then they don't have that awareness to get unstuck. And I feel like he's always just made it a point that, okay, I'm not in a good place right now, what can I do to fix it? And he's always been really good at that, and bringing awareness to our problems and our challenges and our situation, which has been really helpful and detrimental to our success. So even though we're still learning about each other and we're still going through the motions sometimes, and we're still having some of those same struggles, we are also learning how to be more aware of when they're occurring, and we are learning how to work through them together. and learning how to speak to each other and focus on feeding the good wolf, the positive things, and not focusing on the bad wolf and the negative things. So whatever you guys are going through, like, just hang in there. Marriage counselors, even though we've never had a marriage counselor, and we would love one because I think that's important for every marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, get a marriage counselor, go see a psychiatrist, go to a therapist, go to an energy healer, personal development coach,
life coach, business coach,
all
coaches
those people.
are good. Yeah, coaches are good because they allow you to see things that you may not see. They allow you to see patterns that you may not see. And so whether it's in your business, whether it's on your personal self, whether it's in your marriage, you know, having somebody help guide you and have a different perspective of things is always good to listen to and hear. And, you know, having somebody that's really objective as well. And so, yeah, we have never had a marriage counselor, but it doesn't mean that that would not be a good idea. And just because people have marriage counselors, that doesn't mean that they're failing in any way. It's just that they're willing to give their marriage a chance, and they're willing to learn more about each other, and just shows how much it matters to them. And so 9 years has been crazy. We've lived in 4 states. We started in Washington, we moved to Arizona, then we moved to Utah, then we moved back to Washington, then we moved back to Arizona, and then we're up in Boise, Idaho now. So, you know, we're not trees. We don't like staying in the same place for a very long time, just because we like new opportunity, we like new challenges, we like trying new things, we love change. There's anything that we absolutely love is we love change. Change is great. I could not imagine living in the same house, the same street, the same city for decades. It just sounds incredibly boring. And so luckily, this one here has moved around her whole life, just like me. I grew up in a military family, so we were always moving around. And so I'm lucky that Renee, you know, she had the opportunity as a child to move a lot too, because it's fun. You know, we love packing up, we love going on new adventures, and maybe one of these years we'll hop in an RV and, you know, just go cruise the country, just so we can have some more experiences. But it's all about learning, you guys. It's all about caring about your relationship and wanting to continue to learn about each other, because as soon as you stop wanting to learn about each other, and then, you know, I mean, it's going to be real hard to reel things back in. And so don't give up. You know, your marriage matters. Just because it once was great and maybe now it's not perfect now, well, it's maybe because you need to change something within your relationship. Maybe you need to change something about yourself and work on an area in your life, so that you can have a better understanding of who you are. Because when you understand better of who you are, then you'll have a better understanding of where in your marriage or your relationships with people that you need to change as well. So continue to keep working. We're reading a new book that we just started last night. What is the name of it? The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, I want to say that it is. And so if you guys haven't checked that out, check it out. It's pretty interesting so far. We've only made it a few pages in because we had a child wake up last night. But we're gonna... It's amazing though. Like,
I am completely intrigued by what he has to say, so I literally can't wait. So we'll keep you updated on our progress. We're reading that together as a couple, and for our personal, our own development as well. It's going to be a great tool to help us and help each other, so we're really excited about that.
Yes, but thanks you all for dropping in. We're gonna go have some fun with our kids. We're gonna go celebrate some 9 years. 9 years of wild, chaotic love. But, you know, we're still here, we're still standing. Woo! And we're not gonna give up. So, you know, keep working at it, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Bye.